Hi everyone. I am really excited to show you this. This won't work for everybody, but if it works for you and you love it, let me know because I am very excited about this. So I was on Facebook the other day, and I think it's the I Love RTS or something like that. It's a Facebook group for RTS. She's another YouTuber. Check her out if you have not checked out her videos yet. And somebody was mentioning, I don't even know how it got started, but basically photo storage. And so I have right now, I print my photos up all the time. I don't keep them on the camera or on the computer. I get really lost if I do. If I have them printed, then I can throw them in with my kits and go and scrapbook. I don't have to wait for them to show up. I don't have to do anything like that. So what I have, and this is just one of the lids, so this might look a little funky from the boxes, but those Creative Memories photo storage boxes, you know, the giant ones. I have some giant ones. I think I have 3 or 4 of the giant ones. And then, or maybe just 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3. And then, which I guess I could show you guys. I'll show you what I currently have. And I'll do that at the end of this, after I'm done talking about this. So, and then I have some of the smaller ones. So it's basically you have one with like 2 rows, or you can buy one that's just 1 row. And right now, each of my kids, well, 2 of my kids, okay, have the 1 row one, my oldest and my youngest. And then my middle child, because he's type 1 diabetic, and I have so many more events for him, like, you know, going to camp and things like that, the JDRF 1 walks, all those type of things. I have a 2 box for him. It's not full, but it, you know, it's getting there. So anyways, that's what I keep my photos in. And I have them, I made these dividers with extra cardstock. So a long time ago, Costco sold like a stack of cardstock, maybe yay big, for like $13 or something. And so I bought like 2. I think my mom bought a couple, and then my mom stopped scrapbooking, so I got all those. And they're kind of not the, I mean, this yellow is a good one. I would use probably the yellow, but I had so many of them, and I purged a lot of my cardstock because I don't use it a whole lot, and I seem to still be getting more cardstock, especially at the time I was doing Scraptastic kits, which always came with cardstock. So I will, you know, usually keep my browns. I don't use cream very much at all, so I don't even know why I have cream, but just, I went through and kind of the colors, mostly a lot of pink. Like I said, this yellow is not too bad, but I didn't want to use all of my pinks and stuff. So I just made these dividers, and I just cut them down. They are about 6 3/4 by about 5 1/2. And I made them so that they would go in between my photos in these boxes. And this little label, I just write in pencil what the pictures are. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping like crazy and stuff this morning. I'm trying to do too many videos at once, I think. So I will write in pencil what, you know, the event was, and then the year. And when I'm done with scrapbooking those photos, I'll just erase it, and I can reuse this one. So I made a bunch of these. They are very time consuming. I have a label punch, I believe, that I made for this, and that took probably a really long time too. And I just glued them on here at different spots along the way. So that's what I did, and that's how I keep. Again, I will show you at the end of talking about this. I will show you how everything is at the moment. So somebody had mentioned having. Hang on, I'm going to have just a drink of coffee. Today is the day after the time change, and I'm not going to be doing too well today if I don't get enough coffee. But it's the first day that I've had home alone. I don't know when this video will go up, but it's the first day that I've had home alone since my daughter got in the accident on February 2nd. I've had like half times, but not enough time to really do anything. So I'm recording videos like crazy today. So I know my channel has been neglected, and I apologize for that. But back to this. This is what somebody suggested. They said they use their extra page dividers. Oh, and this one's kind of wonky. This is a Doodlebug one, and they go in from the side, so I do got to be a little more careful. I will say I don't enjoy the side ones as much, But they store their extra photos in there. And I thought, oh my gosh, and not extra photos, even photos that they haven't scrapbooked yet. This is how I believe they store their photos. We didn't talk too much. I did ask her for pictures, but I don't know if I ever, I don't know. I didn't go back. I don't know if she responded or not. But this is great. So I sat down yesterday and I thought, I'm going to try this. I'm going to go a little ways into it and see how I like it. I love it. I am in love, because when you see how I have my photos, and actually, you know what? Instead of doing a separate video, I'll grab a box. Hang on. Sorry, I'm grabbing a box. And this is my youngest son's box, Tim, so you can see what I mean. So I have this box, and this is the Creative Memories boxes, and this is they're all in these little, well, if I could pull them up, they're all in these little, you know, the holders. I love these. These are super great, but when I'm trying to look, you know, and I have all these, you can see they're kind of labeled. Can you see them with their, I'll zoom in maybe a little for you can see. You see how I have them all just written in pencil, all these different pictures. So that is how my pictures currently are. And again, this is my box for my middle son, Tim. But let's go here to first grade. So I just put Tim first grade, and I'll slip that out really quick to show you. So Tim first. So I know that these pictures here are all for first grade, which is great. But when I want to do a layout, I have to dig through and say, okay, that one's going to go with that one, and that one's going to go with that one, and that one's going to go there, and that one's going to go there, which will work. Like this would be a separate page, because I think this was probably the first day of school that year. I usually do it in a 5x7 and things like that. It works, and this has worked for, I've been doing this with my pictures for years. I always have something to scrapbook, and it's always there. But like in the front, I have just Tim pictures. So this whole stack is just miscellaneous pictures, which I've been thinking to myself, I need to go through. But, you know, going through pictures is not one of my favorite things, I'm not going to lie. So I like scrapbooking them, not going through them. So, but I have them like this. And then in a separate box, I had my Disney pictures from 2012. I still have 2013 somewhere. And sometimes I print in 5x7. I did 8x10s for a little while, but I don't think I liked that as much as I thought I would. But I do still have some I need to scrapbook. Anyways, when she suggested this, I thought, I gotta try this. So I took out my box, and this is the box that I had. Okay, so my 2012, it's another video that I'm gonna do coming up. I need to get it organized. I needed to get it together. That was my goal, I think, at the beginning of last year, and I didn't make it there. I don't even know if I did any Disney layouts last year, so definitely going to get on top of that. So I had this box of leftover Disney photos, and I have a few extra things here, which I haven't decided really. I will talk about what my plan with the map, all these maps. I do have a plan, they won't go to waste. And then I bought some postcards, which I thought would be fun to use, but I didn't end up using them actually. So, you know, maybe coming up, we'll see. So I have all this leftover stuff, which I haven't done anything with. But there's plans, at least for some of it. So I have all these in there, and then I had all these photos in here, but they didn't have the dividers. I didn't have any of these in between them. And what I had basically done was I had one, you know, I had a photo, this photo would go this way, and then I had this photo going this way, and then this photo going this way, and that was how I had them divided. And then this photo going, you know, this way. So that's how I would look through them. I'd be like, do I want that one or that one? I'm not really sure, not really sure. So they kind of got a little bit lost. And since I am to the point now where I have done a huge majority of my 2012 Disney layouts, which you guys, I'm going to videotape me putting the albums kind of together. So I started with Disney since they were the most kind of unorganized photos. And what I did was I took out each photo, and I'll just start here. There's two because I'm using the front and back. So the Mickey ears, you know, you can't go to Disney and not get Mickey ears, right? So I have these 3 photos with my kids and the Mickey ears they chose. And I also had these printed in 5x7. So what I did was, let me kind of show you so it's not a big jumble of pictures. So I had these, and then I had these together here. And they're the exact same pictures, but in 5x7. Just, I thought that I would put them together. I don't know if I'll make them each their own page, or if I'll put them all together on one page. I can decide that later. But I had those together with that, and again, I was just going back and forth to separate my pictures. So where I started was, I took out the 3 4x6 Mickey ears. These are the Mickey ears. I put the 5x7s to the side, and I wrote a little note that says Mickey ears times 3, and it's number 1, and there's 5x7s. So I stuck these 3 in here so that I would know it's the Mickey ears. I could kind of see in case I wanted to look, you know, for the colors and things like that. And then I put this little note there, and I stuck it in the first slot. Very easy to access. I know what's there. Hang on, I'm trying to move that over just a little. And then what else I did was I took just some copy paper. This is just copy paper. I cut this down to 7 inches, just so it would fit in these, in the little box here. And what I did was I copied the same number 1. So this is envelope 1. This says 1 here on this one, and this is 1 here, and it says 5x7. Mickey ears times 3. Now what the times 3 is there's 3 photos. And I put the 5x7 here so I know when I go to scrapbook this photo or these photos that there's 5x7s. And then I took the 5x7s, if I could pick them up again, and I put them in here, and then that's going in my box, the first one. And they're all labeled, and I did that. So then come to the second one. This is Tiki Room, and I'll zoom in. Sorry about that, I pushed the wrong button. So I'll zoom in here. Maybe you can see. See, so this one says Tiki Room times 6. But there's no number circled or anything like that. There's no 5x7 because I didn't have any larger photos. And all 6 photos fit in here. So I know when I go to scrap the Tiki Room, this is about the colors that I can expect. You know, of course, you know, you kind of know what the Tiki Room, or I can take them out and kind of look at it. That's what I could expect from that. And when I'm ready to scrap them, I can just take these 6 out and use them. And then I'm done with the Tiki Room. So here again is another example. This one says Tigger times 4, 1 5x7. And then there's the number 2, and there says 5x7. So there's 4 pictures of them with Tigger, but one of them is a 5x7. And I don't care that the 5x7's not in here because that doesn't bother me. I have so many of these I've collected. Long story about how I have so many page protectors. When Simple Stories first came out, if you know Simple Stories at all, they would make those, you know, all of their papers had the different cut apart sections, and then they sold together like all these different page protectors with like the giant, you know, 6x12 here, and then 3 4x6s here, all those crazy. I thought I would do all my kids' school albums the same. I bought a Simple Stories, their very first school collection kit for each kid, and a bunch of page protectors, which I'm never going to use. It didn't work out. My scrapbook style is totally different now. So I have a ton of page protectors. So that's another reason I was really excited about this. But anyways, so this says Tigger times 4, 1 5x7, and it has the number 2. So in my box, number 2, which it should just go 1, 2, here's the picture of Tigger. I was going to pull it out for you here. Here's the picture of Tigger, and then also in there is, I threw this where he signed his autograph. So here's the 5x7, and I also put the picture that's the exact same as the 5x7 because sometimes I print them up twice. I don't know why I do that. Anyways, so it says 1 5x7 Tigger times 4. So I know that there's more pictures than just what's in here. So if I do go to look in here first, which I don't know why I would, if I have extras that won't fit in here, then I'll deal with that when it comes. But here it is in number 2, and it's ready to go. And so here's my husband in the turkey leg, and it says turkey leg times 1, and it has a 5x7. So this is the same picture as the 5x7, but I have a representation of it. And again, I don't know why. I think I probably printed extra in case I wanted to use it in my daily life album, but I didn't. I have gotten a little better about ordering pictures and not ordering. If I order a 5x7, I don't order the smaller size of that same one. So again, here's Geppetto times 2. Sorry, trying not to get the glare. One of them is a 5x7, and it's in envelope number 4. Same thing. So over here in envelope number 4 is Geppetto, and it also has his autograph. And so this is what I did. It does take just a little bit of time, mostly because, you know, you have to cut these down and fold them, but you don't have to do this if you don't want. I decided not to use these other dividers for that because it would take too many, and I kind of like how these are folded, so it's almost like a little envelope. So I pull it up and it comes out. So here is, oh, and then here's another thing. So these pictures in here, it says Pooh Corner times 5. So there's 5 pictures in there, and then I wrote map page. So what I'm going to do, and I was going to talk about this later, but I'll talk about it now. At the beginning of each section, so when the first time we went to Disneyland in 2008, I did everything kind of as the days went along. Like the first day we went this way and that way and that way. And that's how I scrapbooked it. We went that way, that way, that way. This album, I decided I'm going to do everything by the, what do you call these separate places? By like Tomorrowland or Toontown or anything like that. You know, I don't know if I'm allowed to share this, to be honest, but I don't know. I just won't share the whole thing. How about that? So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to take the map and cut it out, and cut out, like, if it's Main Street, I'm going to cut this little part out, and I'm going to take these little pictures, which I even have here. So, you know, the little, like, almost kind of like negatives that they give you when you order pictures. They don't do that as much anymore, but there's a bunch of them in here, and there's even more in here because they came with the 5x7s. So they would be under number 10, and I wrote use for map pages. So I'm going to cut the little squares, and I'm going to put little arrows. I will do that video. I will do that as a video, a process video, so you can understand what I mean a little more. But that is what I'm going to do, and that's what I meant when it says use map page, question mark. Maybe I will use these photos on a map page. So I love this. I didn't finish all of them. I came to this spot here, so just to show you. So here's a picture of Splash Mountain. Here's a couple pictures we got on the ride itself, and these are all larger, so they obviously wouldn't fit in here unless I wanted to use one of those. So I filled out my paper, Splash Mountain times 4, number 11, and there's 3 5x7s, and I think I have to get a, yep. So I'll just take mine, and I just cut a bunch of pieces of copy paper at once, and I just measure it here on my little thing. Just mark it with my finger. Sorry for all the noise. I just mark it with my finger, and there's like 3 or 4 here, maybe only 2, I don't know. Mark it. Oh, I guess it has that out now. Yesterday it didn't when I was doing this, so I could have just measured to 7. And then I just take it, fold it in half, and then I will write, since it's number 11 here, if you can see that, I'll zoom in again. So it's number 11. So I would just put 11, circled it, excuse me. There's 3 5x7s, which I didn't do on the first couple. I didn't think to write how many of the big ones. And then I'll write Splash Mountain, and then times 4. And then these ones will go in the number 11. Oh, they're bigger. Hope they fit. I might have to trim those down to go in here. Yep, I'm going to have to trim them down to fit in here. So for right now, well, because my trimmer is loud on the video, I'll just put them in that way. And then after the video, I'll trim them up. So, oops. So right now they're in here again, like I said, this way, but I will trim them up to go in the right way. So this is number 11. There's 3 5x7s, or about 5x7s. I guess I don't know the Disney picture size exactly. So then I'll take this one, because I want this to go with it, and I will stick it with this one, and then I will drop it down into here. If I could get it in there. This is a We Are Memory Keepers one. I noticed it's really tight on the 4x6s. And then I just kind of tap it down to get these at the bottom. So that is how I'm going to do it. And then a couple of these, I'm not sure where I want to go in the album. I absolutely love this one of my son. So I'm not sure if I want these to go together, or this I might use for the map page. That might be a good idea. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you my new plan for my photos. And I'm going to start next, since I already have all my older pictures in these, you know, in these here. Then I'm not going to start with these right away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 2019. So I mentioned in another video. So this is my Disney photos. Let's say that. So to kind of show you a little bit more about this photo storage in case you have more questions or such. So hang on, I wasn't totally prepared to do this part of the video, but here is another really good example. I'll just take these. These are not 2019, but I just saw these, so I wanted to show you. This is another great example of doing why I like this new way better, is because I used to have all these pictures together and they weren't divided, they weren't back and forth. I just recently did that. They were all the same way. I don't want to lose them now, but they were all the same way together in here. And when I would go to scrap them, I would just take this entire thick pile, put it in with the kit. And this takes up a lot. And then I'd end up coming home with, you know, I'd only get 3 or 4 scrapped with that kit. So I'd end up coming home with a bunch more left over. So this is another reason that I really like this. So I will take a page protector. And I'm going to write, and I just cut up a bunch of scraps of the copy paper. So I will write, this was snow 2017. So these are some of the pictures from the same snow 2017, but you can see my daughter went under the tree and let the snow fall on her from the tree. There was so much snow that year. So these I want to scrapbook on a separate page. I don't want to scrap them on the same sledding page. So I will take these, please excuse me, and there's 4, and I will write, I'll just write probably snow, maybe Kalen tree. I mean, I'll be able to see what it is. 2017 times 4, since there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll put that at the bottom. Oh, is this another side one? I have some of these that go in from the side and some that don't. I'm not going to worry about it, which ones are which. So they will go in there. And I love it because when I go to scrapbook the snow pictures, I can see. So here's another example. Here's my husband on the sled. There's, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I know that's a lot. I love snow pictures. We don't get snow here very much. This was a great year for snow pictures, so I'm going to use them all. How many did I say there was? 17? I got to count again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, so, yeah, 17. So now all 17 would probably fit in here, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to make these too thick. So what I will do is I will take a folded piece of my copy paper and I'll make an envelope and I'll write on the note. So I'll zoom in again for you. And I will write, make sure you can see it. Snow, Jason sledding. I'll just write Jason sled times 17. And then I'll write, well, we'll just make it number 1 because it's my first one of doing. I'm not going to add these to the Disney ones. So each year we'll start with their own numbers, if that makes sense. And then on the big one, I will just circle 1, snow, Jason sled times 17. So I'll take 1 with this little one, put it in here, and then the rest of the 17 will go in my little envelope, if I can keep my hands steady. And then this will go in its own little box. And then 2017 pictures will be in that box. And when I do this, another thing that I have not kept straight is in my year. So I have one of these boxes, one of these creative memory boxes for each child I mentioned. Then I also have ones for the years. So the bigger ones are for the years, and they start, and I think they go all the way back to 2009. And I think I've scrapbooked most of the family ones from before 2009. But anyway, I'm not going to go into that. That's a whole nother story. Anyways, so instead of having 2017 all in like this area, they're not, what I was saying was they're not together by, they're not chronological in the box, which I would really like. And this is January, so I actually don't mind starting this in January. This is kind of weird. How come it won't open here? Oh, maybe I have it upside down. Oh, who cares? Anyways, so when I go to do this, I plan to make them a little more chronological because I kind of know what I have and what I don't have printed. And, well, I mean, I have everything printed, but when I'm thinking, when I get a new collection in and I think, oh, that sledding, Jason sledding photos would look good with them. The cool thing is not only do I have this here to show me where it would be at, how many they are, that's a big one, how many they are, because I can look at my sketches and also know, or if I get in a scrapbook generation kit and I'm thinking, oh, what photos could I use with those? Oh, those ones of Jason sledding would be great, but I wonder how many photos there are. Instead of having to sit there and count every photo, I can look, oh, there's 17. Wonder if I could make that work. Oh, no, this sketch calls for 3, so that won't work. Oh, how about the ones of Kaylin under the tree? Oh, those would work great because there's only 4. So I am so excited about this. And like I said, what I'm going to start with, and I'm kind of making a mess here, so I know if I'm not explaining anything very well and you want to see more, let me know. If you, because when I'm about ready to order some more photos. I didn't order them. I ordered them January 28th, like I had mentioned before, but I didn't February 28th because everything was so chaotic. So I am ready to order some more photos. Plus, I still have the ones, I still have some of these that I need to scrapbook. And these are from 2019. I mean, I need to organize, and these are from 2019. So hang on a second. Let me find where I think those I think were for my daily life ones. Let me grab down. And see, these are all what this stack is. Some of this is my daily life ones, and I just have it right here. And some of it's ones that have come from kits where I put in the whole stack, like this whole stack, scrapped what I could, and then what I had left over. So that's a lot of what this is. But here is, are these my, yes, I think so. So let's take a look at these. These are my 2019 ones that I ordered in January, at least some of them, not that one. That's one I already scrapped. I was going to give that to my daughter. So Yep, this was 1/24, 2019. So let's grab out a page. Everything in my room is such a mess right now because I'm trying to do all these videos. But that's okay. So here is one of my son playing Magic at the school, and this was on 1/24, which I'm not going to worry about if they're exactly chronological, although this would go in his school. I think I'm going to put this in his school one. So let me find a better one from 2019. That will go in his school one. Of course, all these ones are ones that will go in the school. Here, oh, here's one that I can do of my son. So the silly boy. We went out to the store. We came back. He had cleaned up. I don't even know what it gave him. He like unloaded the dishwasher, done a bunch of little chores, and he'd made a smiley face out of the money. I think he was hoping to get that money. So I took a picture. So what I will do, no 5x7s here. I don't need two of the same one, and I think this might be for my daily life album, so I'm going to put it to the side. So all I will do is write, and this was 2019. I believe this was January. Yep, 1/13. I love that they put the dates on the back of the photos now. So I will write Tim Pennyface. And I know I don't really have to write what it is, but I want to keep it mostly the same as the others. And the other ones I want to write it because on this little envelope one, I have it written so that I know what it will match in the album. So even if they don't have extras, and I'll just write ×2, and this will be the start of my 2019 one. I think I have this. I think it goes this way. So now I know when I want to scrapbook that there's two of these. I don't have any more. I don't have any 5x7s, and this is 2019. The only thing I need to get now, I do have one. Actually, I have a few. I'm not sure which ones I want to use. I have the albums, so I need to look for some cheap albums, or I think what I actually will do is take some other albums that I have and put the stuff in there, because I know this will take up some album space, but I'm sure you can find albums cheap. You know, you can get cheaper albums at Hobby Lobby, or, you know, you don't need real special albums for these. Sorry, another coffee drink. So this is the beginning of my 2019. I don't think I really have any more 2019. I have more 2019 that I ordered, but this one I'll put, so what I'll do too, same thing. Instead of a year album, or instead of doing it by year, I will do a school one. So, or a kid one for each kid. So instead of having this huge box of ones that I have to sit here and count, oh, how many and how are there? And this works. I'm not going to say that I don't like this, but I have a feeling that I'm really going to enjoy this so much more. And I'll let you know, because since I'm just now doing it, I'll let you know how I like it. And, you know, let me know your comments or opinions, or if you have any, you know, anything that would help. But for example, these are the pictures that I ordered from 2019. And this will go in my son's school album. This is not 2019. This is a selfie of my daughter. It's just a screenshot, I think, of a picture of her, but I don't know the actual date, so I don't know that one yet. This is my son. It'll go in his school album. Oh, this one's me. When was this? So this is 2019. That's just me playing with Snapchat, so I could put that in there. I'll put that in there. This one, these are my nails. So I found these Color Street nail strip things, and so I've been using those and painting, and I usually don't do anything with my nails, and I love these, but I have more. I don't just have this one, I have more. Excuse me. So before I put this in an album, I want to find the other ones. And by album, I mean in here. So here's another one of my son, a mission board thing he had to do for class. So that will go in his school album. Again, this is my son with a mask. That will go in his school album. This is a couple things there. This is just a picture that I don't know if I will scrapbook this or not. Maybe I will, but I have a mini album that this is going to go into. So I don't really have any more 2019s. So what I want you to do, other than this one. So I'll just write this one really quick, might as well, and I'll put this one to the side too. So Snapchat times 1. There's no other picture to go with this. This was just for fun. I like to sometimes, you know, Snapchat can be fun sometimes. I'll slip it in there. I'll know that there is a Snapchat one of me, and there's just one. So that is my organization. What I want you to leave me a comment is, I'm going to order some more 2019 photos. If you want to see me do more of this, leave me a comment below. I have all the years to do. I can do them when I get my next order of 2019 in. I can do them when I show you more things, like, I'm trying to find one. Let me see really quick if I could. I should have had something. Oh, well, I kind of showed you with the snow one how they're, you know, instead of having them in one big pile, just going back and forth and not knowing how many of which, I can now put them in to, you know, this one, and it will be all in order, you know, and I'll know how many of each picture. That's one thing that I'm really going to love, is I'll know how many of each picture. So I'm going to get a few of these into albums. Like I said, that's why I'm starting with 2019, to see if I like it. So if you want to see me do more of this, let me know. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, let me know. If you think there's a different way I could do this, or a way that you might do this, let me know. If anything, just go ahead and leave me a comment below. If you think this is the worst idea ever, feel free to let me know then too. So the other thing I'm hopeful for is that this will free up, because right now I have 3 drawers in a closet right over there that used to be my son's closet. 3 of the drawers are filled up with pictures in these boxes, and I'm hoping that, you know, it'll free up some of that space, because I could do so much more with those drawers. So yeah, so I'm really excited about this. I would love to know your comments and suggestions. Next I will be doing, or not next, I don't know what order these videos will go in, but next I will be doing the organizing of my Disney pages that I have already done. And then that's where this will help with this too, is because as I put them in the album, I want to know what I have left so that I can leave a space for these. And I'm hoping, my goal is to be completely done with 2012 by the end of the year. Let's shoot for summer, but let's try it by the end of the year. I don't want to do like a ton of just Disney videos for you guys. Although I guess you guys probably don't care as long as it's scrapbooking, but I need to get this done because I still have 2013 to do, and we want to go again next year. So I got to get it done. So that's another thing that I'm hoping this will tell or help me to figure out what I want to do when I'm putting the layouts in the album, which is another video that's coming up. So I will show you in that video how this is even going to help with that more. So I hope you guys like this suggestion. I know it was a long video, but I hope you guys understand. I still have these ones to put in there, but I'm not sure what I want to do with these just yet. So that's why I haven't put them in there. Yeah. I hope you guys like this idea. I hope this gives you guys some ideas. Even if you don't use page protectors, I hope this helps spark some ideas on photo storage or anything like that. Let me know what you think, and have a great day, guys. Bye.